Shut up and sit down.
Guess who's back? Back again. Third shift's back. Back, my friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Bum bum. Third shift. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Third Shift, episode 31. I am probably Eric, and with me, as always, is probably Matt. Matt, how has this week been treating you?
I think it's probably been okay.
Good.
But I'm still only probably Matt, so I don't. I'm not 100% sure on that.
You don't
want to commit to that.
You probably don't know.
Well, as far as the week went, my uncle and a bunch of cousins probably came up, and I saw them for a little while, and that was cool because it's always cool to see your relatives.
That's a lie. Don't lie. Oh, it's always great to see all my relatives. I love them all. Do 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 do.
It's true because I actually have good people who are relatives.
Oh.
I don't have I have one relative, but I don't see him ever. So yes, it was good to see them all coming up from Arizona. I've seen my uncle comes up usually maybe once a year. So it was good to see all the cousins and stuff too. We got together with some of the Michigan cousins as well. So it was nice to see everybody. Outside of that, I don't really remember much. I mean, it wasn't a super exciting week. But I did get a nice 4-day weekend because I took Friday off to play Borderlands with you, do stuff with my relatives. Then Saturday, Sunday we got President's Day off. I was driving to work on Tuesday, going, man, I haven't been here in forever. I hate this place. Why do I do this? Oh,
because of money, Matt. It's always because of money.
I know. I make really good money. But yeah, so that was the sort of depressing, sort of enjoyable part of my weekend into early work week. How was this week for you, dude?
Oh, it's been just fantastic. Not really. Didn't do too much. However, a couple things we did do. It was in the 60s this past weekend, so we had the kids outside and cleaning up sticks and doing all sorts of fun yard work because that stuff's really cool. And even though
everybody loves cleaning up sticks.
Well, yeah. Well, what else do you do, right? I mean,
5-6 pick up sticks, man. I mean,
exactly.
It's in all their nursery rhymes.
That's how it goes. And I just love that part because you go outside, you're like, all right, let's get this yard all ready to go. It's Michigan. Winter's coming back. It's not even. We got another month or two, so
you're not going to see green grass.
Oh well, I don't know. It was still fun. Went outside, had a good time. Went back inside. And now we'll resume winter here probably shortly.
Yeah.
We went and saw John Wick 2. And if you like seeing people get murdered, what a way to do it. Because that's what happens. Lots of people get murdered. And I love seeing people get murdered. It's probably my second favorite thing besides actually murdering in the world.
It's true.
It's very true. Don't you hate on this movie. I don't even want to hear it on this podcast because I will come over there and John Wick you. You understand me? Well, John Wick you.
I enjoyed the movie. I just felt like by the end it felt really weird because it was just nonstop murder and certain the ways that they shot him killing people. It was trying to make him seem like he's a bad guy. I don't know, and he kind of is if you think about it. But I don't know. It put a weird tinge on the very end of the movie.
I think they were just going for that. He's on the unstoppable force. And so they were just giving you all them nitty-gritty views and all that. Just in the end, he just doesn't care, and he's not going to stop. I mean, and that's just the whole movie. It was, okay, this is what you made me do. This is what I'm going to do. And boom, goes. So, I mean, he kind of is a bad guy, Matt. He does murder people, and it doesn't have to be guilty people. If you're in his way, they die. So we finished the Demon Bear. It was a pretty dang good ending. I think the couple leading up to it weren't as strong as some of the very first ones, but the finisher was pretty good, so I would say a success. My only gripe would be that it's pretty tough.
Oh yeah. So
venturing out to unknown characters is kind of man, I'm just gonna stick to my basic few because it's kind of a pain in the butt, and you get all the way to the Demon Bear, and then you die, and you're like, oh well, there goes 30-something minutes or whatever it took.
Yeah, it was a little bit annoying to just have to roll with Pendle's Alani because that's what we have all the success with. Because, as I do with all the other ops, I want to play it with, Boulder and Toby and all these other, characters I don't use, get the skins, get any taunts they've got. But this one, it was just, I think once we hit about the 5th playthrough, it was like, all right, we need to just be serious and just do it. And speaking of being serious and just doing it, as a Pendles-Alani team, I think we had a pretty good match of face-off. I mean, we've had quite a few, but I mean, this weekend I think it was extra special.
It was.
I seem to remember a good old time being had.
I remember a real good
on
time.
Friday
night, doing some face-off. Lonnie Pendles just working their magic, getting them shards. There was an El Dragon in there who, he was running around. I don't know what he was doing, being a fool, I think, but
That's what they usually do. I mean,
trying to put the clap on people, man. I don't know. Just saying. Try again next time, El Dragon.
I don't even remember seeing an Eldrag. All I was doing was grabbing masks and turning them in. I think we won that one like 900,000 to 3. Was that probably about that ratio?
Yeah, I'd say it was almost a mil. Yeah.
Oh, good times. And speaking of good times, of course, we had our Talented Tuesday art competition this week. This week's subject was Handsome Jack. Grand old time to be had there.
Yes, it does indeed. I actually probably didn't even do Jack, but hey,
That's true, you didn't.
I was just like, I don't really feel like drawing Jack today. I just don't want to do it. I said, how can I do this? I know, horses aren't that hard. This'll work. Boom. Out comes Butt Stallion, puking up Handsome Jack's mask. Ta-da! Eric's original this week.
And see, that's kind of what I did too. I was like, I could draw Handsome Jack's face okay. That won't be so bad. I don't want to draw a coat and his accessories and stuff. What am I going to do? Stick him behind something. Boom! He's watching a TV, and the TV covers up like 90% of him. Perfect.
Score. That's how you do it.
I mean, obviously, of course he's watching Face Off. That's how he gets the idea to put a face on his face.
That was good. Yeah, I got it right away. Enjoyable. Nice. I appreciate that.
Although I did have to look up like the back of an old CRT TV. I mean, I still have one somewhere. I think Mom's got one. But I was just like, oh, man, how many vents? Yep, I remember the 4 and then the 2 big ones. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Look at that. Putting in some homework.
So in case nobody understood what that was an old CRT TV with like wood trim around the sides. There you go, millennials.
I love those TVs. I miss my giant TV. That thing was a 45-inch, and I think it weighed something like 650 pounds. We used to, had to get like a forklift to get it in and out of the house. It was awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, my great aunt used to have like a 60-inch big-ass old TV. It was like this, entire like giant cabinet thing. And I was like, how did that get in here? Because, they're super old people, and they're just like, well, move the TV over here. It's like, how many men did you have to call in to move the TV into the corner?
Yeah, how much money did that cost? Ooh. Goodness. Thank goodness that is not the case anymore, because I would not like life.
Yeah, I like picking up a TV under my arm and just strolling about. Anyway, off the topic of TVs, Danny, of course, had another one, just Handsome Jack's mask saying, welcome to Pandora, kiddos.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Very solid, very nice. One of those ones you put in that picture frame and you say, oh, look, I put it up here in my little decorative room.
I was going to say, you could use that as a stencil for like a shadow box or something. Put that on the front with a light in the back and have it like lit up through the welcome to Pandora, kiddos, and like an outline of the mask. That'd be pretty damn cool.
There you go. Pro tip for you, Danny. Boom.
Throwing out more art pro tips and craft pro tips. Oh, my God.
Pro tip.
Crafty pro tip from the pro man.
Oh, my God. It's terrible. Terrible.
So coming up next week, who do we got? Let's see. Who do we got, Eric?
Uh-oh. My turn again. How do we get to my turn so fast?
It's been 2 weeks.
It's impossible. It's
turn.
Crazy, man. I feel like I just picked last time. Oh, goodness. Well, I've been put on the spot, so let's go ahead and we'll go with dun 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 Gordy. Yes, we're doing Gordy the robot.
Gordis, you mean?
What?
Gordis.
Damn it! I said it wrong. That's why it happens, Gordis.
Okay, I like it.
We're gonna go with dun 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 dun, dun Gordis.
That's getting left
shut
in.
up,
You
Matt.
can't save
You can't
it.
save nothing. I'll do what I want. Names.
Man.
Who cares about names? I know what she looks like. She's a little round ball. With
See,
arms.
you almost said he. Jeez, you just screwed it up all over the place.
God damn it.
So yeah, all right. Gordas is next week. For any Talented Tuesday stuff you could ever want, you can hit up our Twitter, check out the preview versions of all of our amazing creations. Hit up the Instagram for the full versions. Next week is Gordas. You heard it. Hey, maybe actually submit one of your own. Lazy bums. I take time out of my busy schedule to draw something. Why don't you do something? Come on, help the show.
That's right. Let's see some drawings. You know, we're going to have to get, like, you know, Bea and some other of the Battleborn fans in there and draw us.
No. I already go up against one good artist. I'm not shaming myself against two.
Oh, goodness.
Although I guess that would help Danny. You know, maybe that's what we do. We get Bea or somebody in, so Danny actually has a challenge. So it is an art competition. Then we're like, hey, you throw up Bea's, Danny's, yours and mine. Twitter poll, which do you like better? Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, I've already lost 1 million in one of those, so you can keep bashing me. Whew.
Also this week, we got shift codes for Golden Keys in Borderlands 2 from Friday last week, and the pre-sequel starting today as we're recording this on Thursday. So, of course, those will be in the show notes. Hit up the Twitter for those. Grab them up. Get yourself some free loot. I'm going to forget to put them in, so I know you're going to do the same.
Because that's how I roll. Hey, and you want to know something else is funny? As you know, last episode I mentioned that I really need to get in that skin for Phoebe because I don't want to be that guy who forgets, even though I've forgotten all the other ones. And then our buddy Sean was nice enough to actually throw me the code, throw me everything.
That was pretty good.
I still didn't put it in, Sean, just so you know.
Oh, my God. You are hopeless, dude.
It takes too long.
What is wrong with you?
3+ minutes of my life I've got to dedicate to thinking about that thing.
But you realize when we get on to play Battleborn, we do the exact same thing that we do before we record the podcast. We sit around and talk for like 5 minutes. So that whole time you're doing that, you could be entering that shift code, and you could have it right now.
No, I'm too busy going into command, getting rid of 47 fracking items in my stupid gear so I can play a match and actually look at some pieces when we get done.
Well, I mean, that's true.
That's my problem.
So you got to devote time to clear out your gear bank, then devote time to put in the shift code. So just hop on, like 6 hours before we're going to start playing. Then you can get that all done and wrapped up. And then you can live the free man's life like me while you're doing your bank stuff. Oh, I'm putting in a shift code.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. Oh, how many pieces do I have to sell? Oh, the 5 that I picked up. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Done.
I know. I should just get rid of all my greens and blues. I don't know why I keep any of them. I only use whites, perps, and legendaries. I don't know why I keep any of the others around. I really don't.
I do have a couple loadouts with perps, but I have, like I always say, usually one legendary and then a white and like a mid-tier somewhere. So I have a fair balance, but I keep my gear bank really just like clean and Spartan. Unless I pick up something really amazing, I'm like, ooh, that is better than my one instance of this. You know how it is. I mean, you don't, but I'm telling you.
Well, I'm just, it comes down to I'm one of them completionist type fellas. So I want a piece of every single piece of gear, regardless of whether it's stuff I'm going to use. Like a lot of it, obviously I'm never going to touch. But I see it and I go, well, I don't have it. I need to keep it. And then, well, guess what? There's a billion pieces of frickin' gear, so all of a sudden I'm constantly over.
And like I've said before on the show, I keep every single legendary I have. So I've got like 5 Aria's Encores. 3 are max rolls. 2 are just garbage, which I will never ever use because it costs the same with less results. But I still keep them just in case something happens with the gear system.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you never know. You never know when they're gonna fix or change something. You like that?
I still want that. Still want that like breakdown and or crafting system.
It'll come. It'll come back someday. They're not done yet. Randy said, man. I asked the question, and he said they're not done yet. So for all you guys in the old frickin' forums today after that Battleplan saying, oh, the final one, Battleborn's all done. Listen to the podcast, people, because I told you it ain't done. It ain't done. We ain't done yet.
Plus, even on the most basic level, it's not going to be done because they still have supercharge mode to release. So there's at least that, at the very, very least. But yeah, like you said, there's a team going to be working on it throughout the year. Who knows what that means, but
true.
It's not done.
I don't think it's done, though. Randy Varnell's got something else in there for us, I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure Randy Varnell has a whole bucket of ideas.
As we've seen, you feed him a few gummy bears, and dude's frickin' nut job, so...
That's how we'll get Season 2 of Battleborn.
Send him a
crowdfund buying a pallet of gummy bears. Just, here you go, Randy. Oh, my God, we're going to do
We're not stopping. We're never stopping.
So yeah, that wraps up the general this week type deals with all kinds of rambling and all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, we'll just roll straight into the battle plan. The coming up segment. Hey, look, the Phoebe app drops today, Thursday, as we're recording this.
Phoebe's out.
I'm excited. I know you're excited.
Oh gosh, I'm excited. She's got a new taunt in there, and of course the new skins. Oh, I can't wait. Plus, it's all about the Phoebe.
Well, get ready to get one skin for Phoebe, and then only Alani skins after that. Because if it's hard, it'll just be Pendle's Alani rolling. Can't do anything.
Here's
else.
what I figured: when we go play after we're done tonight, I'll do one Phoebe to do get us the Phoebe achievement and everything, and then I'll switch over to Alani, and then if it's going smooth, when we break through that barrier, switch to Phoebe, get the skin, switch back to Alani, get up to our 10. And if it's still going smooth, switch to Phoebe, get a skin. If not, well, we'll work on it on another day.
Yeah, sounds
perfect. See, there you have it, folks. Now you know we're going to be on smashing it tonight, and it's going to be glorious. So Phoebe in the Heart of Ekkunar is now live. I've already seen a whole bunch of people playing it through, and I'm talking about how awesome it is. I don't know this because I haven't played yet, but I hear there's a ton of shards in this one. So everybody that was, a little upset with the last few, prepare to be happy.
I would say that Montana has a decent number of shards. It was Oscar Mike that really just drained it down to nothing.
I think it was, because Toby's I don't remember being that bad. Actually, no, Toby's was bad. Yeah, Toby's was bad.
No, it wasn't, because you had the engine room. You pop up three huge fat shards in there.
If you got oh, you're right, nearby before the boss, yeah.
Yeah, plus the hallway, yeah, exactly.
I was thinking beforehand, because beforehand, if you don't get the secret shards, there's not much.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, as soon as we found them, we got them all the time. So I always think of it as very shard rich, but
without those, it wasn't. Because I remember the first couple times we played before when we only found that one. I was barely getting anything up and running, so I switched over to a very freebie/light build. So I would say that one qualifies as light until you figure it all out. And then Oscar Mike's was light. I mean, there was just nothing but the baby shards, basically. So, but I kind of get that. I don't know. I feel like that one was meant to be like a capture map almost,
That's your quick down and dirty op. If you just want to play a little bit, not have to worry about stuff, go in, clear out 3 rooms, and fight a boss, and you're done.
Yeah,
wham, bam,
15 minutes, moving on to the next one. But hey.
15 minutes could save you 15%.
That's right. Dang. Here at Geico.
I'm already working the ads in. Here we go. Rolling on into the hot fixes. They don't have a lot this week. As we've said, they were kind of trying to dial that way down in advance of the Choctaw Gaming Tournament. So one quick hot fix for Melka this week. They fixed an issue where her venom lasted too long when the level 8 mutation Potent Toxins was active. So again, just a little quick bug fix. That's out of the way. Then under the hot fixes, where they've been doing a lot of queue announcements, they again just reiterated that solo and duo queue is going to be happening on Wednesdays for 24 hours. I think it was starting at 8 a.m. Pacific, or was it?
It was 8 a.m. Pacific.
And then Versus Draft is going to be on Saturdays, same times, for 24 hours. And in addition to that, they said that for consoles, the solo duo queue and the Versus Draft queues will be replacing Incursion, but on PC they're just going to be added to the whole queue list. So again, like they've said, Incursion was kind of their competitive queue anyway, so here's the 2 special days, Versus Draft, solo duo queue. Boom.
Following through the plan. Always good.
Exactly.
So beyond that, in the hotfixes, they said there was a bit of confusion last week about which titles were going to be awarded to players, and they decided to clear it up a bit. So the Lover Not a Fighter was awarded for logging in between 2:14 and 2:20. So if you were on any time in between those dates, you get Lover Not a Fighter. The second one was Forbidden Romantic. It was awarded for logging in on Battleborn Day, and that's it. If you were on Battleborn Day, you get that title as well. If not, sorry, no good. No good for you.
Now, I will say, I do have a slight amount of beef with this. If you're going to have titles on lock, in a certain period, I mean, obviously we both played on these days, but it would be nice to have known in advance that this title is going to be available from this range to this range. I know they kind of said, on Battleborn Day, there'll be some titles to unlock, but without any details, it's just kind of up in the air. So if you weren't on at these times, I could see you being mad, and I'm mad for you, Gosh darn it.
Arr, so angry. Get your angry face out. No, I do understand. I get you. Because we discussed this earlier, and, it's like, they should have been very clear about what days you need to be on doing things to get those titles because, well, people have busy lives, and some people, go, oh, well, I could get on a day, but I'll go do this instead. Well, holy crap, I actually wanted that title. If I'd have known, I would have for sure been on to make sure I did a round to get the title.
That's the thing. They said, on Battleborn Day 2.0, we'll have a couple titles up for grabs. And I was thinking, well, probably the Battleborn Day title and the Battleborn Day Guide title like last time. But it was different. 2 totally different ones now. So that's why I didn't play a lot on Battleborn Day. I was like, I probably have the stuff that's going to unlock. I popped in to get the loot booster that they dropped. But I assumed it was going to be those 2 because they didn't specify. So, I don't know. It's not a big deal, but just something that did bug me slightly about it.
Now, to kind of go back to what we did this week just for a second, also want to say, I did get on Battleborn Day and did do some story because also Lootpocalypse was taking place.
Oh, yeah.
And so for me, it doesn't matter. I got both titles because I was on not only Battleborn Day, but the day before Battleborn Day. So I'm all set. But that's not the point. The point is I did, 4 matches, got 0 pieces with the Lootpocalypse running on all 3 of those matches. And I'm talking, of course, story mode, obviously. I don't know how that's possible. I want to know, how do the fates...
I know, and I can see that you know.
I do know, but it's sad.
You do know.
I don't think
so
the listeners
don't lie to
truly
the people
understand.
and say you don't know.
I cannot get pieces of loot. However, I brought Matt in with me later on. I said, Matt,
That's
dragging
true.
you in. You're going to play some story. Oh, God, man, I hate playing this dumb story crap. And I said, shut up,
I did
Matt.
not say
You're
that.
playing a story.
What I said
he's
was...
lying. He's lying, you guys.
No, what I said was, see, we had just finished up the Demon Bear, and I said, man, it's going to be nice to play some actual regular story after running through the Demon Bear. I think we probably did it 12 to 14 times because we failed on a couple of them because it is super hard. So it's like, man, it'll be nice to see the original story again and actually have some fun and, more engaging boss fights and stuff. So that's what I really said because I was actually kind of excited for it. I'm not a loot hog like you are, but I was looking forward to doing it again.
All right, well, you got 2 versions of the story, folks. Matt's positive version
Believe
and
me.
probably the realistic Eric
Yes.
version.
No. No. I know what I said with my mouth hole.
Goodness.
I said it.
So that was a quick and aside. Moving on. Sorry for the distraction, but I wanted to go ahead and throw it in there because we didn't bring it up earlier, and that's obviously something we did. It just kind of didn't think about it because I said we did our usual Borderlands night. And, for most listeners, they know what we're talking about, but just in case.
So, speaking of things we did that we didn't mention earlier, A, we did get a bunch of legendaries when I was rolling with you and we did stories. And B, who just got their first diamond ranks? Is it you and me? Oh,
I think
boy.
so. We did it. Oh, yeah. No, it was on, though, Matt, because we had the high score, and we did algorithm for everybody listening. We had the high score of 84,000 or something like that.
I think mine was definitely in the 80s. I thought you said yours was even in the hundreds.
I think I had, it was high. It was really high.
Yeah.
So we both had really high scores.
Yeah, we were looking at our list of, medals and point totals, and I was thinking, man, how could I possibly get much higher than that? And especially when you said you had like 100, 110, I was like, damn, we're going to have to be really on the ball. And then we got a final score of like 79,000.
Yeah, 79. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, shameful display. That's got to be a silver. Pling, pling. Diamond rank.
So
Wow.
what that means, obviously, is that they don't retro grade you. So unfortunately, I'm betting we got quite a few that are actually diamond ring. But because of the system put into place, we're going to have to go back through. Oh, geez, got to go back through. Oh, dang it. More chances at loot. Oh, God.
I was just thinking, man, I can't wait to play the Saboteur, the Renegade, not so much the Archive because that one is really iffy sometimes. But, some of these other ones that we haven't seen for a while.
The Experiment, the Experiment's always an easy, fun one for me.
Yeah, that one's pretty good too. Void's Edge, we've done it 18,000 times, but not in like the past month or so. So I'm excited to get back into the stories.
That was one of the 3 I did with the randos on Battleborn Day. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I've been there, but I know what you mean. We a lot of these aren't ones we've done.
Once we stopped chasing the medals in earnest, we haven't really touched them a lot. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
Well, I got you on that jam. I'm gonna push it because we still got a couple golds to fill in for those advanced modes.
I think I'm just gonna I want to play it on. I'll see you later.
We're almost there.
That's true. That's true.
Since we've went ahead and went through 47,000 asides, I think we should probably move on to Community Spotlight.
No, we're not going back to the Battleplan. It's a side day. That's all it is. It stretches this Battleplan out for an hour and a half.
Goodness gracious. So after we've taken you guys on a merry, merry little chase through all sorts of side stories and random facts and things, let's go ahead and move on to Community Spotlight and start wrapping up the Battleplan. That's probably a good idea, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Joe and the team said it's been a while since they've went ahead and put up some videos. So, ta-da! You went ahead and you got yourself a typical pentakill, and that was by Dr. Spaghetti. And he was over there smashing and thrashing with Isaac, whom I don't like, and, hey, whatever, I guess. To each their own. Yeah.
I was going to say, he was using his Omega Strike, which is like the one thing I actually do like and understand about Isaac. So this one I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Versus any other Isaac gameplay I see where I'm just like, what? How? I don't...
Yeah, and then they had an individual, River Epitome, who managed to go ahead and escape death by using a taunt.
It's epitome, dude. It's epitome.
Damn it!
Not epitome.
I knew it was epitome.
Yes. As I was writing it in the notes, I was like, Eric's going to say River Epitome, and I'm going to have to tell him it's epitome.
What's funny is I know what epitome is. I even don't. Oh, I love it. God, I love it. That's the worst. So, anyways, River Epitome went ahead and what?
You did it again.
That's beautiful. I'm not saying it again.
Now, I know you can appreciate the next one, though. I know you love this one. We had Tony D, 1989, who was playing Whiskey Foxtrot and managed to stick a grenade to a Flying Benedict and kill him as the sticky nade exploded.
Good old trash can bird, man. Doing what he does best, being dead. I love it. Any video showing that, I'm on board with.
Community Spotlight, best deaths of the trash can bird.
Joe, there's an idea. That'd be a great one. Oh, goodness.
Nice.
So that was pretty much it for the Community Spotlight. And then they moved in, as always, to the lore. And this one was all about Phoebe and Wrath. And I thought this one was awesome. It was basically Phoebe sending an application in and pretending like Wrath was actually trying to get in on the expeditionary company that's going to Ekkunar, the current story. And Wrath's like, what the hell are you even talking about? And, she's just acting like he ain't saying anything and just going on with it. And then pretends, I'm assuming pretends to actually be, the ADEC career, individual saying, Phoebe would love this, da-da-da-da. And, of course, she's just pretending this whole way through the story. It's awesome.
I especially like you're pretty good at using 3 swords at a time. Normally we prefer 4 or even 5, but I guess 3 will do.
Yeah, that was good.
That was pretty good.
So I definitely, as I always say, recommend everybody read this. It was a good little piece of writing and definitely kind of spotlighted Phoebe and just showed that she's, got a sense of humor as well as being very annoying and pushy,
I also did like the part where she was like, oh, hey, I know you mentioned your duty was to protect the Empress at, the cost of everything in your own life and stuff. So now that you've totally and utterly failed at that, how's that going to affect what you do next? I thought that was a nice, super, turn the screw.
Yeah. Well, the best part was he kind of just he just rolled with it. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Just went along with it and kept going instead of getting all.
Just deadpan Jones. Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, yeah, that's Wrath for you. I don't particularly like him, but hey, I can understand why some people do.
Hey, he's fun ice cream.
That's true.
Man.
I do love the ice cream man skin. Oh, beautiful. What a good skin. Gosh. So, lastly, we're going into the whole coming up. And as you guys can imagine, it's as it has been for a little while now, the Choctaw Festival of Gaming. There's a 10K Battleborn prize for PS4 users.
I'm just so sad.
Why are you
I
sad?
could really use $10,000.
Well, you knew dang well we weren't going, Matt.
I know, but I'm
I
just
know,
saying.
it would be nice, right? It would be nice. God.
I mean, we'd split it 5 ways, so it'd be $2,000. Plus, Uncle Sam would take like $1,700 worth of it, but I could still use $300. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's true. What's it, like 45% Uncle Sam's going to take, It's a ridiculous amount.
Sometimes it seems like it's up to 60.
Yeah, it's no joke. So, anywho's, they went ahead and mentioned that, they just did some basics of 20,000 square foot grand theater. Battleborn's going to be rolling. Gearbox is actually going to be there playing with the community, hanging out, checking stuff out. Obviously, as we've already said, they went ahead and they sponsored 2 teams to go, fly them in, the whole 9. And lastly, to top it all off, for those of us, us poor folk like me and you who can't go, Gearbox Software Twitch channel is going to actually have the whole thing for us there to watch on their channel.
Oh, yeah.
I want to watch this, but I went and looked at the schedule, and they're going to be rolling for a long freaking time. And obviously, realistically, I have a family and work and things to do. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to watch. And obviously, the obvious answer is go watch the finals, which is Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Time.
But that's Saturday night.
That's Borderlands night, so that's impossible. So I'm going to try to pick up some of the later games on Saturday and maybe a couple Friday night. But, I'm going to do what I can because I actually want to see this because, as we discussed, I want to see what players who are really good are doing and see if there's anything I can take from it and improve my game a little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Friday night stuff a little bit more because that's where the Gearbox people will be at. They said first thing on Friday night's like a Gearbox Battleborn showcase. Not sure what that is, but I'm excited to see it. Maybe they'll be showing off some new things or hidden things or something like that. Then I know later that night they're going to be playing Devs versus Community, so I'm excited to see all the Gearbox people get totally destroyed like they usually do. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm just saying. I know we're not going to be able to catch all the stuff on Saturday, but I'm assuming they're going to do like they always do and have, archived broadcasts up on twitch.tv/Gearbox Software. So if you can't catch it live Friday or Saturday night, I'm pretty much 100% sure it's going to be up there, archived for you to watch whenever. So like you said, I'm definitely looking forward to getting in there and watching some of this stuff. Hopefully some of these teams play characters that I'm good at, that I use regularly so I can pick up some pointers. It'd be pretty cool.
So, yeah, with that coming up, that ends the battle plan for this week. So that's pretty nice, pretty cool, pretty solid. Not too much going on, but that's because they just released a frickin' brand new ops, and they're obviously prepping for this tournament, so they don't want to change too much. But a side note is PAX East is coming up, and they went ahead and put a little flash fire statement out there of what you can expect there.
Our very excellent support person, Danny, pulled this from the PAX East website. The PAX East Gearbox panel description for the 12th of March. This is your opportunity to get a behind-the-scenes look at Gearbox Software and Gearbox Publishing, along with the latest news and updates from the makers of Borderlands, Battleborn, Brothers in Arms, and more. We'll have never-before-seen reveals, exclusives, and surprises, so don't miss out. Now, I want to see some Brothers in Arms. I want to see a little peeky-poo at that. I want it.
Here's the question, Matt.
Give it to me.
Do you remember in Conjectureland, did we bring up PAX East?
We did not.
I think we skipped over PAX East like idiots.
We were total scrubs, and we just went, East 3 and PAX West. That's the only stuff that there is, right?
Yeah, and of course there's PAX East, PAX Prime. So we missed a few because we're stupid, but that's okay.
Well, Prime is West.
No.
Right? Where's Prime then? I thought Prime was in Seattle, which is West.
You know what? That's a good question. I thought it was a separate one. I thought PAX Prime was brought about.
Okay, Google.
Yes, it changed to PAX West.
So yeah, I totally forgot that there was an East. I mean, I saw South. Where's PAX North?
Speaking of which, it is some we got PAX East, West, and South, and no North. Like, you can't go to Wisconsin, or Chicago.
How about, like, Minneapolis? Hey, you can't rent out some big-ass section of the Mall of America or something? I mean, I think there is, like, a big Chicago Comic-Con. Come on, give us Midwestern or something.
Basically, Matt, what that means is we forgot about PAX East, and now they're stating they're going to reveal some never-before-known blah, 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 blah. I think our predictions might actually start happening a lot sooner than we thought.
I really hope so. I'd be excited to see, even if it was just, like we said before, oh, look, it's a 5-second, 10-second trailer for Brothers in Arms or any other one of their franchises. I'd be excited to see some new stuff.
I am tempering my expectations on this, even though they did state they're going to announce new stuff, is because at PAX West they did not. So I really don't want to come into this going, all right, we're going to see something crazy here, and then not see any new information.
I mean, it says reveals though.
That's true.
So,
as everybody and all the podcasters always say, I'm going to remain cautiously optimistic.
Nice, good job.
I'm turning into a real podcaster. I can say these things. This is great. Today in the forums, I was as I always do, just perusing a little bit, seeing what was going on, if anything super important was happening. And lo and behold, Rabbit Explosions was like, hey, you guys said you were going to give us some hints about the Easter eggs and all this other good stuff. Well, technically, if you watched the stream last week, they kind of already did. However, Randy was just a good guy, and he went ahead and posted. I'm going to read this verbatim because I'm not going to screw this up. He said, I think you've got it all backwards. I said that I would give a hint after Phoebe is out. You're reversing what I said in that stream. I mean, come on, guys. Give the smart Martians time to figure out what the Varelsi are trying to say. If you still can't figure it out after the weekend, I'll portal in and turn things around so that you guys will stop feeling all of this mores at trying to figure out the code. Okay, so obviously Morse code. So there's a little bit something there somebody's missing. So I gotta actually frickin' get my skills back up and start doing this crap again. I was hoping I wasn't gonna have to do any Morse coding because.
I will say this goes back to something a conversation that you and I had offline. We've seen some of these folks on Reddit and other places saying that I took the beeps and stuff and I ran it through Morse code translator, and I was thinking to myself, because I'm an old man, I remember used to having like a little card. When you research Morse code, it would have a little card with the alphabet.
Your Boy Scout, Boy Scouts, all that good stuff.
Exactly, a card with the alphabet on it, and you would look at it and you would transcribe what you heard and check it via the card. Now it makes me go back to those days because I'm thinking, if you run it through Morse code translator, sure, it's going to say, hey, I found nothing, because I'm just an app that transcribes things. But if you have the card or the alphabet in front of you, if you just look it up via Google, I can't read it because it's super dark.
I have the Boy Scout handbook in front of me right now with Morse code in it, okay? So for all of our listeners out there, you're making me have to do the work because you guys are too lazy to bust out an old-fashioned book with Morse code so we can figure this dang thing out and get us some freaking Easter eggs, which then all the big streamers like Ithalian and all the others, whoever they are out there, these dumb morons figured it out, and here's the big news about Borderlands 3, and they'll get all the credit, and it'll be great.
It just blows my mind. Yeah, you ran it through the app, but if you had it in front of you, you could see that when it said ... if you reversed it and ... is Q or P or Z or F, you'd know it right off the bat. And I'll admit, I've been too lazy to go look and do it myself, but I'm just a stupid old man. What do you want from me? You kids are supposed to do all the hard work. I'm almost 35 years old,
right.
man.
We ain't supposed to be doing this stuff, man. I'm changing pooped diapers, just clapping at my daughter and feeding her M&Ms when she poops on a toilet. I don't have time to be doing Morse code in front of my TV screen anymore. Come on, you young men, you 23, 24-year-old guys and gals. Jesus.
Man, I really wish there was somebody in my house who'd be like, Matt, you did it. You pooped. Here's a whole bag of M&Ms. Can we go to DeLucas? Yeah, you're a good boy.
Yay. You did great. What a good job. Jeez, oh, Pete. But I thought I was going to go ahead and throw that out there. He gave us another wonderful hint. Obviously, the stream before said pretty much the same thing he just said now. Come on, everybody.
Yep.
Let's pull it together. I've got my handy Boy Scout book out. I'll make a weak attempt at doing it. No promises. But I expect you guys who got more time on their hands to get out there and figure this crap out so we know what the hell's going on in Borderlands 3. So moving away from that and to kind of wrap things up and end the story of the night, we saw that an individual, what was his name again? Because it's escaping me, managed to get all diamonds already for Battleborn. And I just thought that was freaking amazing. I'm like, holy God, I'm still trying to get all my golds. And this individual has just busted out and got all diamonds. And I'm like, the jealousy.
We haven't even done all the
hardcore advanced.
The advanced hardcores. Apparently it's at Alan_J_1986 on the Gearbox Software forums. Nice picture of all the diamond ranks.
But yeah, that's about it for this week. Pretty good week. Pretty solid. I'm looking forward to getting off the old podcast here and checking out some Phoebe in the Heart of Ekkunar.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It feels like I'm forgetting something.
What?
There's somebody at the door.
Hello? What? Oh, thank you. Oh.
What's this giant bag of mail?
Oh, yeah. We got to do the mailbag still. What?
Can't forget that. This week's mailbag question comes to us from our buddy Stupendous, at Stupendous on Twitter. He emailed us, actually. He says, "It seems like Battleborn and Borderlands should be the type of games that could go cross-platform eventually. That being said, any chance in Solus you guys would ever get an Xbox One or future Microsoft console, or are you PlayStation for life?" I know this one's a little harder for you, Eric.
Let me tell you about this, Stupendous. Let me tell you. You know very well, because I know a little bit about you in real life based off the stalking I've done. And,
Wow. I almost spat my beer everywhere. That was terrible.
Oh, jeez, peace. It's too good. You know by now that I have children, a wife who is not a gamer, and, bills to pay, all that good stuff. So I want to make sure all the listeners know one thing real quick. I don't play that whole console war game. Eric's not about that life.
Yeah.
I love all the consoles, and I love competition, because competition breeds awesomeness. So I love having these guys around, and if I could have them all, I would have them all. And prior to this current gen, I've always owned all the machines, handhelds, consoles, the whole nine, computer, PC, everything. But guess what happened? I had kids, all right? And for any of you listeners who don't know, when you have kids, you need to shrink your time by about 90%. So unfortunately, I had to pick one console, and I picked the PS4 because it gets the most support from third parties overseas. So I was like, well, that's probably the best bang for the buck. So that's what I went with. So long story short, this time around I only picked one. That was the PS4. And no, I probably will not be getting the Xbox One, unfortunately. However, I am getting the Nintendo Switch, but that is completely irrelevant because, as Randy Pitchford has already stated, right now they're not making any games for the Switch, and Nintendo's not really talking to them at the moment about doing anything for the Switch. That's not to say it won't happen in the future, and Randy's expressed his interest in doing something for the Switch because he realizes that what they got on their hands is a very high-end portable platform, which that's big. And there's haters out there, obviously, and I'd love to chat about that on another discussion. But any of those, no, Stupendous, PS4 for life as of now.
And I can pretty much mirror most of the things you've been saying. That I've never been a console war guy. Even back in the days, I had Nintendos, but that was because I was a kid and I couldn't get my own other consoles too. I've never been a console war person up until this generation right now. When I've had disposable income, I've had all the systems. So, I'm not tied one way or the other. The only reason I have a PS4 now, honestly, is because Eric has a PS4. And, I was going to get a next-gen system anyway, but, hey, here's my buddy. He has one system. I'm going to get the same system he has so we can play together. Because he's pretty much the only person that I do play with, other than random other people who have PS4s.
Which probably sucks for Matt, but, hey. Probably sucks for you, but you got to take what you can get.
Now, I will say that I have been thinking about getting an Xbox One because my other Eric buddy from work has one, and he talks about playing online all the time and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, man, and he's also one of those like Craigslist / deal hunter buddies. Like, dude, I got an Xbox One S for $200 on, crazydeal/.com. And I was like, that does sound kind of good. Plus it would also be, oh, Eric's not on or Eric's unavailable. Let me go play with Eric. Oh, it's getting confusing. I'm sorry. So I could see possibly doing it in the future, but since my main source of gaming is the guy I'm doing a podcast with right now, and he's got a PS4, there's not a whole lot of incentive for me. But it does sound like the Xbox One community for Battleborn is a little more lively sometimes than the PS4 one. So I'm tempted. It could possibly happen, but no immediate plans for the future. So there you go. I hope that answers your question, Stupendous.
And we just want to say, once we get famous and we're making bajillions of dollars, obviously at that point in time, yeah, we'll have all the consoles, all the systems, and we'll be playing with all the listeners and everybody we can because, well, expand the brand, that's the name of the game, right?
That's right. That's exactly it.
So once that Patreon support rolls in and we're making them big bucks, oh yeah, we'll be buying them Xbox Ones like nobody's business.
So yeah, if anybody else has any questions for us, any comments, any concerns, if you just want to say hi and, drop us a line, you can email us at info@thirdShift.me. You can find us on Twitter at ThirdShiftME, and you can find us on Facebook under Third Shift.
That's right. And as I just mentioned, we have a Patreon. If you guys want to go ahead and throw us a buck, say, hey, these guys are awesome. Boom, $1. Oh, boom. Hey, here's $500. Boom. You guys are awesome. Wow. Now my kids go to college. This is great. Oh gosh, I dream big, everybody. Just so you know,
He dreams too big.
I shoot for the stars, and when I land on the moon, I'm a happy man. Isn't that what they always tell you when you're young?
That's true,
right.
yeah,
All right,
that's
all
right.
right. But in a serious note, for those of you who do support us on Patreon, we love you guys. You know who you are.
Yes.
We appreciate the support immensely. It keeps us going. Make sure we know that you guys do appreciate what we do. So, and for those of you who can't, I totally understand that. Hey, bills are bills, money is money. I get it. And we just appreciate you coming on over, taking a listen. Maybe help out by throwing us a question or giving us a comment, whether criticism and or support. We love it all. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom, everybody. Gosh dang.
Of course, you can find the podcast on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podomatic, where we've always been. We upload to YouTube and Google Play Music as well. And if you like what we're doing, please give us a rating and a review on any one of those platforms because we really appreciate it. And we'll be back next week on Friday in your ear holes on the 3rd of March with a special guest.
What? We're going to have a special
God.
guest. Our very first guest on the Third Shift Show. We hope you guys are as excited as we are. We hope you're so excited that you go to iTunes and give us 5 stars because that's what excitement means. That means 5 stars. We want all the stars. You bring the stars to us. And then we're going to shine the light from those stars down on you.
Then we don't even have to shoot for the stars because they're right here. You brought them to us.
Oh,
look, I can't hold all these stars.
See?
Oh,
See what I'm saying? Then instead of you having to make me land on the moon, I'm actually in the stars. It's beautiful. It's a win-win for everybody.
Exactly,
it takes you 2 seconds to pop on those 5 stars and say, you guys are great, like Tony the Tiger does, and boom, move on. And next week, we're going to have our first special guest. It's going to be freaking fantastic. I can't wait.
Oh, it's going to be bananas is what it's going to be.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I am excited. It's going to be great.
So yeah, definitely tune in for that. And until next time,
Don't
forget to save.
Shut up and sit down.